Welcome back to Ready, Set, Sold. I am your host, Bryan Vogt. Thanks so much for joining us this Saturday. Again, Easter is right upon us, so hopefully you've gone to the store. I shouldn't say gone to the store. You've gone to the store, of course, to get your ham or whatever food that you have. And to make sure, though, that you've maybe made contact with the Easter Bunny and just make sure that the Easter Bunny has what they need, and that way everybody has a great Easter when it comes to the egg hunt or the candy or whatever you choose to get for Easter. Maybe that's not your thing, too. However you want to celebrate Easter, that's perfectly fine. Enjoy the day, whatever you're doing. I do find it a little bit odd that the Easter Bunny doesn't talk. I mean, I know Santa does and Rudolph does, but the Easter Bunny just doesn't seem to talk, and that's okay. He's a quiet guy. I presume he's a guy, but I don't know that either. Anyway, enough about Easter. You listen to Ready, Set, Sold with your host, Bryan Vogt. And what I wanted to talk about in this segment here in particular is making sure that you have the agent that you need to have as far as working a hot market. One of the things that we do run into sometimes is even though it's a hot market and things are going well, the agent still has a lot to do with how the process goes through. I think most sellers know that, but sometimes it's just a friendly reminder. And what I mean by that is making sure that they have some either coaching or training or experience, and ideally all three. I bring this up is because in the last segment we talked about coaching and training and how important that is. This is an industry that, look, I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. It has changed. It's night and day from where it was 5 years ago. That's just bottom line. 5 years ago, what we have now, and not only in technology, but the changes we've made with different disclosures and what you have to do has changed dramatically. I say this is because sometimes experience doesn't work in your favor. We kind of all know, most sellers kind of are leery of agents that maybe don't have any experience whatsoever. So they kind of get that. They may stay away from those situations. Not always, but many times they may. But the one thing I do want to talk about is that sometimes that we get in the situations where experienced agents, unfortunately, and not all, and I want to stress this, not all by any stretch, but you do run into that situation on occasion where the agent, it was good in 1999 and it's good enough now, as if nothing has changed. Technology, internet, phones, well, I say phones, really more texting and emailing, none of those things have changed. And the fact of the matter is if you have one of those agents, they may not have the ability to give you the information that you need to make the decisions that will best service you. I always want to stress this when I talk about this. It doesn't mean that experience is not good. Most of the time it is. But it's never a bad idea, even if you have an experienced agent, if you have some doubts, ask them if they've had coaching. Do they have coaching, whether it's through their company? There's just all kinds of coaching. I've gone to it personally throughout the country. Now there's even podcasts. There's different ways of getting that training. But you always want to make sure that they're doing, that they know what's going on, not only with the market, but what's going on with the industry. And that can be a big thing for you. We've seen situations because of it that has cost sellers deals. Sometimes it's just a timing factor. Sometimes, even though everything is practically all through e-sign, meaning through email, there are some agents that don't work that way. And they don't work off of their phone. And they don't work off an iPad. And they go into the office and they literally print out the information. And they literally sometimes even drive it to the buyer or the seller. And in a hot market, you could either lose or actually create a big problem for your clients, whether it be a buyer or seller. Not always, of course, and not every time. But again, it may sound good but I would strongly encourage you to maybe keep shopping if you don't have that person that not only has the experience, but also has the coaching and training and is always looking to improve. And I think that's one of the things that we're always stressing, at least on my team, and is we can always get better. And so those are things that you really want to keep in mind, that experience is good, but make sure that they are not going to the same thing, the same old tried true traditions that may or may not work as well as they used to. They might, but they may not. With that, I'm going to be talking about my book in the next segment. Listen to Bryan Vogt with Ready, Set, Sold. We'll talk to you too.